welcome to my channel Lux Lucam. I am Frank, and today we will see how to make your own custom wooden grip for your bow handle. I chose to use veneer from walnut and birch to get a better contrast. So we will begin by taking off everything that is not useful for what we will prepare. So we take off the waist, take off the plunger, and we will use our grip as a first model for the wooden grip we will prepare. So we take it off from the handle, from the visor. We'll begin by drawing the inside lines of the visor, just using a pencil like this and following the curve. Then cut it and prepare it, making stripes. Stripes will make it easier to mark with your fingernails the inside form of the handle. Once marked, use a pencil to draw those lines. And cut it to get the first model. We will do exactly the same thing with the original grip. It is a grip that I already shaped from hand, so it's pretty flat and the angles are sharp. It's a nearly 90 degrees angle on the left side, as I am a right-handed archer and I love something flat with angle, just rounded, not to be harmful. So we will have to prepare 5 parts for our grip. 3 main parts. There is the inside that will be in contact with the visor, and we will prepare 5 pieces of plywood. It's a kind of plywood because the birch will be used on the length of the grain, and the walnut will be used on the other side at 80 degrees. So it is exactly like plywood, using wood glue. I use cooking paper because it makes everything easier when the glue has dried, when you take out the clamps. So we will make a lot of sandwiches today. 5 sandwiches. So use clamps and let it dry overnight. The 5 sandwiches are pretty easy. There is a center one that will be used to get in contact with the visor. 2 pieces on the side, on each side, that will be used for making the part that will be in contact with your hand, and 2 small parts that will be used on the upper part of the grip. We'll see that later. Once the glue has dried overnight, we can give a first shape using what we draw just before. Be careful when using the wasp not to hurt yourself and not to go too fast, as we'll see. So it is a first rough shaping, just to get close to what we will need, and we'll make it for each part. Be careful because I made a mistake. I used the wasp on a part that shouldn't have been wasped. So I will have to take off that part using a wood chisel. I hope you won't have to do that on your own. I will use a leftover, a cut off, to repair it. Don't throw away the leftovers cuts because it can be useful for a whipper, and it will be useful when we will put our grip in a vise to shape it, to avoid putting too much pressure on the inside that is hollow. So I have finished preparing my whipper. I can glue it and let it dry overnight. Now that everything is okay, I can go on making my grip. The 5 parts are ready to use and to create a first shape for our grip. The first shape we'll prepare is the shape that will be in contact with the riser. It is very important to have a maximum contact surface to avoid any movement later. So I'm using a saw to take the main part to be faster, and then I will use mainly 2 wasps, a round wasp and a cabinet wasp. So we will prepare our grip on the first time. We can see that everything is okay. Just looking at how to glue everything and compare it to the original one. So presenting everything to the bow is okay, but we will need to mark our parts to glue it in the right place. So I will use 4 small nails that I will cut, just letting a very small part to stay and to give a small hole when pressing the other part on the middle part. It will be easier just to show you how I did it. So I press it. It creates a little hole in the opposite part, and that hole will be useful to glue it in the white part. There is no worries about the little nails because they will be taken off when shaping. It is a part that will be sewn or maybe wasp, so it won't stay inside. So gluing the 2 lateral parts to the middle part, to the central. I will have to make it in 2 times to glue everything because there will be the center part, the two laterals, and let it dry overnight, and then glue the upper parts, the two upper parts that are glued on the laterals. So now that everything is okay, we have a blank grip that we will have to shape. I added 2 layers of veneer to make it a little more thicker on this part, but it is my feeling for my hand, and it maybe won't be needed for you. So a first rough cut, and now we will begin shaping our grip. I'm checking for flatness because I want a very flat contact surface, a positive contact that will be created by a close to 90 degrees angle on the left side of the grip. I drawed some lines using cardboard. It's easier, and now I begin shaping using a chisel. I use a chisel because I am used to, but you can use any tool you are comfortable with. The most important is to be comfortable with the tool you are using. So taking off some wood around a part that will be close to oval. Be careful when taking off wood. It's easier to take it off than to add some wood on it. So be careful, go slowly. It's better than making it again. Chiseling. So the leftover is used to avoid cracks or breaking apart when using the vise to hold everything, to shape it easily. So the wand wasp is really useful when creating a deep cut, a deep groove into the wood, then using the cabinet to give larger curves. It is a rough first shape that is given there. On the Hoyt riser, there is a little wedge that is used to make a lateral position of your riser. You can both put it on the right or on the left, but the original one is a little too thick to go with the new handle. So I will have to prepare a new one using veneer, 3 layers of veneer. I'm using 0.6 millimeters veneer. So once again the same process of wasping, cutting, sewing, everything. It is a very repetitive process, but it's important to get the best shape for your hand, to make a comfortable and repeatable grip. Because if you can place your hand each time in the same place, in your handle, in your grip, it is easy to become a better archer, because repetition is one of the basic of archery. So sandpaper to make it smoother, to take off all the marks left by the wasp that are pretty aggressive and that makes that are not that smooth. Same thing everywhere. Each time you are taking enough wood with your saw, your wasp, sandpaper, take your grip in your hand, feel it, try it, see if it is okay, and then repeat the process of taking off some wood to get the best grip that suits to your need and to your hand. So here is the little wedge in my Hoyt riser. I will use leftovers from before. 3 layers will be okay to get 1.8 millimeters wedge. So once again, it could be, I could say it in a very Daft Punk way, saying glue it, sew it, shape it, wasp it, sand it, try it, repeat it. Technologic. It is an easy process, but a pretty long one. So, drawing the shape using the original wedge, not forgiving the holes, useful to screw the riser on the to screw the grip on the riser. I will use my number 4, but you can use any tool you want and you're comfortable with. I'm just used to this for years now, so I use it. This part is just aesthetic, because as a right-handed archer, I won't need really the left part of the grip. So I try to get a nicer curve, something more organic, to give it a lighter aspect, a nicer aspect. In order to make your grip, the first important thing is to shape it in the right way for your hand and for your archery style. If you're shooting Olympic or barebow or anything you want, you have to adapt the angle and the height of the grip. If you are a low profile, high profile, high angle, low angle, just make it to suit your needs and your hand. And when it's done, when everything is okay, you can add more details to make it nice and smooth. Because having a nice grip, a grip that is pleasant to your eye, is important. Some 2 holes in the wedge. The wedge will be okay. Just have to use a little sandpaper to take off the glue and make it nice and flat. I am now preparing a little piece of walnut to create a diamond shape insert that will be useful to give a positive contact, and so a repeatable contact in my grip. So I begin by making this little piece flat. We will check for flatness with the ruler of the square. When everything is flat, I will use nearly the same technique as gunsmiths use to prepare the stocks and grips of firearms. I'm using a small triangle precision file to get a diamond pattern in my diamond insert. Now I'm preparing with a chisel the hole for the insert. The depth of that hole has to be a little bit smaller than the height of the insert, because we want a positive feel, a positive contact with the end to feel exactly the same thing each time. So I will glue it with epoxy. I use blue tape not to get epoxy everywhere on the handle. And now that my epoxy has dried, has cured, I will have to take off the epoxy that has leaked on the sides of the insert. So I go very slowly, because if my chisel goes too far, I will have to make it once again, and I really don't want to. So small cuts and slow cuts. Now that the handle is ready, we have to make 2 holes, and now we can wonder what to use as a finish. Hey James, what do we use?
Homemade boiled linseed oil. What love really smells like. Which is boiled linseed oil, knife. Now for the finish, of course, this is this channel. We're going to do boiled linseed oil and paste wax.
Okay, James, thank you. So James Wright is the man who knows everything about wood finish and especially about linseed oil. Boiled linseed oil is a linseed oil that has been heat treated to get quicker drying. Polymerization of the oil is faster when it is a boiled one, so just let the wood suck all the oil it can suck. Once done, wipe the excess with a rag, and we will have to prepare some pastworks. Pastworks is easy to make using boiled linseed oil and beeswax. I had personally a very small amount of carnauba wax that is a little harder than the beeswax. So, as you can see, I'm cooking. Once everything is okay, I can put it in a little pot, wait for it to get cold, and then use it on the grip. I'm using my fingers, but you can use a wag or a cloth to apply some pastworks. Put pastworks everywhere, even inside. It will protect your wood and avoid a lot of moisture to get inside. It is a very nice finish that makes the wood grain pop, and all the colors, the contrast between the walnut and the birch is really highlighted by linseed oil and pastworks. I really love that finish. Use a cloth to take off the excess and to give it a little shine, and just enjoy how the wood pops up. So I would like to thank Mr. James Wright. Thank you for letting me using your videos. It's very nice. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you have any question or comment, please let it down below. Subscribe, hit the like button, share. Thank you for watching. I am still Frank, and you're still watching my channel Lux Lookem.